Today, for the third time in a row, I went to the beach and I missed out on breakfast, so I decided that I was going to have something to eat in the town. And I couldn't find anywhere. I went shopping and bought some deodorant and some water, but I still can't find any paper. I mean, it's ridiculous. You'd expect in a supermarket to find some paper, but there's no writing paper. I mean, there's paper with little squares, but I want a proper notepad, but there isn't one. And chocolate biscuits are exceptionally high prices, so I can't buy them. Anyhow, I got down to the beach and it was really beautiful, and the only thing that spoilt it was the wind. I mean, it was really windy today. And I was greeted by this person on the beach, and he told me that it was €5 to have a sunbed, so I bought that and I went to go and sit down. And he said, you know, we serve drink and food. And I was like, okay, I might come over in a minute. But what I loved about him was the fact that he spoke Spanish, but he also spoke very good English. So that was awesome. And I was sort of laying there for a while, just sort of sipping my water. And after a while, I thought, well, I'm a bit hungry now, so I'm going to have something to eat. And so I went into the restaurant, and I wanted fish. That's what I wanted. And the first thing I would have wanted would be salmon, but they didn't have any salmon. So the next thing I noticed was Seabass. And I quite like Seabass, so I picked that. And it said €3.20 for this Seabass. And I thought, well, that's a very reasonable price. And I said, can I have some chips, and I can have a roll, and can I have some butter, and can I have a Pepsi? And I thought, well, that probably cost about €10. And I thought what it was going to be was just, you know, a small bit of sea bass and some chips. I mean, he said, you know, you've got to do a sunbed. And I'm like, okay, I could eat at the sunbed, but yeah, I could just sit here, couldn't I? And he's like, no, go to sunbed. And it was just sitting there for ages, you know, deciding whether to eat outside or in. Oh, I thought, fucking hell. And eventually I just went out and went on the sunbed. And then this wonderful guy the person who I bought the sunbed off, he kind of came over and started organising the table and everything. He got all the table lovely. And I have to say, excellent, absolutely excellent customer service. I mean, he really did go that extra mile to make your time very happy. And I really loved that guy because he was really, really so polite and so nice. Absolutely wonderful. So, I mean, and then he gets the chips, he brings them over. Like the best chips I've ever tasted. I'm not actually joking. Such delicious chips. Oh, delicious. And so I'm sort of munching away at them, and he's preparing everything, and he comes out with this fish, and it's an entire sea bass. And I'm like, okay, an entire sea bass. It's about this big. And I'm like, oh, he's got to cut it up, hasn't he, surely? And so he starts cutting it up. And then he says, here we go. And I said, I tried to pay him, but he's like, no, you enjoy your meal first. And it's just so lovely. He's so nice. He's a friendly person. You don't meet many of them in Spain, but he was friendly. And so I start eating this sea bass, and I'm thinking, fuck me, how much is this going to cost me? And the sea bass, absolutely, totally delicious. I absolutely loved it. I mean, it's so tasty. I mean, you know, one side was burnt, but they'd salted it, so it tasted delicious. It had just the right amount of salt to make it delicious. I mean, the burnt bit tasted lovely because it was just salted and it was just delicious. I mean, it was barbecued, this sea bass. And so, I mean, that was really awesome, and that sea bass was very delicious. And I said to him, you know, absolutely delicious. And then the price comes, and I'm like, oh shit. €27. And I'm like, I've only got €20. And I'm thinking, oh. But fortunately, I did have €7 in my, you know, coins, so that was okay. But it was €27. And do you know what I'm going to say? Absolutely, totally worth it. Yes. Because it was a delicious meal. And yeah, the problem with this hotel is, I mean, they do good food, but it's buffet, which I don't like. I like to have a menu, because then you have a set quantity of food. And when you've got buffet, you're kind of like, oh, how much should I have? But that sea bass, I paid £27, but it was delicious. Delicious. And now I'm just going to pause the video, and then I'll tell you 2 more stories.